making plans for Nigel. We only want what's best.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the EV puzzle. The puzzle's been going on for a few videos now, talking about me selling my car and what I'm going to be buying next. And today I want to let you know that I have cancelled my order for my MG ZS EV. Yeah, I know I didn't actually tell you that I'd ordered one. I was keeping that under the radar. I'm not quite sure why. I'm not sure if it was in my subconscious as to whether I didn't want to announce that I was ordering an MG because I wasn't fully committed. Basically, my plan was to order the MG. It was a really good deal. I'd test driven it. It was adequate for my needs. Size was perfect. I loved the sunroof, but the price is what tempted me, because I believed that if every other EV was going up in price and the MG was being offered at a special discounted price for a limited period, then it could only mean that it was going to be great for depreciation and great value for me. So I could sell my Kona, not lose any money from when I purchased it a year ago, which would be absolutely fantastic, buy the MG, do a similar thing that it shouldn't lose very much money at all, because on paper it looked like an absolutely brilliant deal and a great car. So my thought was, with more people ordering it, like James and Kate, like EV Opinion, like myself, there's quite a few of us on YouTube that are ordering their car because it seems to make sense. So my thought was, it will only increase in popularity, it will seem great value, it will be the budget value EV that's out there, so it will hold its money. That was my plan. So what's gone wrong? What's changed my mind? And there are basically 3 or 4 things. So if you take a few steps back, when did I place my order? I placed the order in July. I've been holding that back for a few videos now. And when did I cancel? I cancelled 2 days ago and had it confirmed yesterday by MG. I was a little bit nervous that MG wouldn't respond very well. But the email that they sent to confirm the order included an email address for contact, because the dealer had already told me they couldn't do anything about refunding my deposit. I contacted their call centre in the email that they provided, and within a day, just over a day, MG contacted me to say they would process the repayment. So all good. Thank you, MG, for honouring that deposit and that contract between us. But why have I chosen to cancel the order when everything seemed so good, when everybody around seems to think it's a great car? And you've seen my reviews, you've seen my thoughts that I've driven it. Yeah, in summary, it is a Kia e-Niro with a really small battery by comparison, but it has low efficiency, it's softer, it's squidgier, it's not as solid. The ride quality is the thing, and the seat quality are the things that stand out, that it's just not in the same ballpark. The interior finishings, they look quite good. So, on paper and from my initial view, all was good. So again, what's gone wrong? Well, I think there are roughly 4 reasons why I've chosen to cancel the order for the MG. And let's get some of the easy ones out of the way. One of the easy ones is efficiency. I've covered it in one of my recent videos. Because the MG is so inefficient compared to the Hyundai Kona, and because it doesn't have the ability to lower the charge current, so it works well on my solar system, basically I've decided it's not for me. That balance about how much solar I can put into the car and how much solar energy I have to use to charge the car and drive the car, the 10,000 odd miles a year that I'm going to do, that balance would be affected by around 30% or more. So for me, it wasn't a deal breaker, but it was a big contributing part as to why I didn't go for it. I seriously thought that with the lower range, that wasn't going to be a problem. I honestly thought, the odd charge here and there, because it really is 5% of our journeys that we'd have to charge. And yes, today is one of those days. Susan's taken the Kona. She's off on a round trip of about 270, 280 miles. In the Kona, she's probably going to do that without charging, and we have some contingency for her if she does need to charge. So she's comfortable. She's never charged out an electric car before on her own, so a little bit apprehensive, but she's probably not going to have to. If we had the MG, then that would be another burden on her and on me for more journeys where we do need to cover more than 80 miles out and 80 miles back for a 160 mile range. So I thought that would be okay. I thought that was a great compromise. The quality of the ride, the quality of the interior, and the range issues and the efficiency issues, were they worth £10,000 difference between my Kona Electric and the MG? And I thought it was. So anyway, efficiency was one of the main reasons. The second reason, I would say, is the feature list, which on paper looks really good. But the more I thought about it, the more I realised that just because the feature is on paper doesn't mean I will like the feature. In that, if the MG has all the same features as the Hyundai Kona has, but just doesn't quite do them as well, then every time that feature is in use by myself, I'm going to be slightly annoyed that it's just not up to it. I saw that in my test drive with the regen of the car, that it just wasn't as strong, and the method of deploying the regen without the paddles, it's just nowhere near as good as the Hyundai Kona. So the more I looked, the more I felt that the features of the MG might be flawed by poor software programming, by poor implementation of those features. Now, I don't honestly know whether they are poor or whether they're great. They might be better than the Kona. But from my test drive and the few things that I've seen, it's just not adding up to give me confidence. I suspect it's going to be weak. So yes, it has the feature, but it's just not quite as good. The things that I can be certain of, so far I've seen nothing about remote charging. I've seen nothing about timed charging or charge limits or charge current reductions. There's no software intelligence on the car to help with charging. It just charges. There's very little information given to you inside the car relating to the charge while it's going. So if the software is limited in those areas, which is a key feature of the electric car, where else is it limited? Is it limited in the battery management system, for example? What about the features for the heating system? There's no heat pump. So how intelligent is it towards saving energy? Not intelligent at all. And those things that add up make me feel that yes, on paper it ticks boxes for blind spot detection and rear collision alert and autonomous driving and MG Pilot and all those sort of things. It sounds good, but what if all of those features just don't deliver the quality solution that you would expect and demand from a car that list price is around £30,000? So that's the second reason that I lost faith in the software ability of the car. Now that might be proven wrong, but that's my reason and my reason alone. Now's a good time to probably remind you all as well. This video is my opinion, my thought, and why I have decided to cancel my order for the MG. It is not definitive. If you're thinking about buying an MG or have already ordered one, then do your own research, come up with your own conclusions, and make your own decision. It's not just based on the information I'm giving you, because it might not be factual. This is my opinion. Obviously, with a pre-production car that I got to test, and without a manual in front of me, there's lots of things that I don't know, and therefore it can't be taken as fact. So I do recommend that you do your own research and come to your own conclusions as to what you want to do. For me, I am absolutely 100% sure I do not want the MG. And by the end of this video, hopefully it will make sense as to why everything together just points towards, no, I shouldn't be doing this. So we've covered two issues, efficiency and the software features that I've lost confidence with, that I don't believe will be as good and such a quality solution as the car that I already have, the Hyundai Kona, and those things would annoy me. So what's the third thing? And I think the third and the fourth thing, they're related together, so now this is where I need to tell you a little bit of a story. I created a new Twitter account for the MG ZS because I'd presumed, I'd committed enough that I was going to be videoing and I was going to be producing information on the MG ZS, and that was the car that I was going to get. So I was committed enough in the background to be planning videos, to be planning communicating with everyone from a new stance of not Kona Electric, but MG ZS EV. One of the things that I used that Twitter account for was to contact MG because actually they hadn't confirmed my deposit. And the reason they hadn't confirmed my deposit is because they got my email address wrong. Somewhere in the translation of writing my email address down and giving it to MG Central, they wrote down the wrong details, and hence I never got an email confirming my deposit. MG sorted that for me, and they sorted it very quick. So again, well done for MG for responding online on Twitter and resolving that for me quickly. That was good. So I had already established a communication channel with them. So one of the major things that I wanted to check out was the warranty and rust. So I'd basically heard, and I'd heard online, that the petrol version of the MG ZS was prone to rust. Now that's not necessarily a fact. That's information that other people have been saying online. And you know what it's like. Can you trust what information is online? I mean, can you trust what I'm saying? Because I'm giving you hearsay from someone else, third-party information. So let's be clear on that. You can't necessarily trust what you see online. So I wanted to ask and check the facts. So there was a website by a guy basically who appears to have had a bad deal with MG. His MG ZS seemed to have rusted quite badly underneath the car after only 7 months of ownership. And yeah, that would be a bit of a concern, but what you'd think is you'd think that the warranty would cover that. I mean, 7 months, if the car's rusting, that's pretty significant. And again, if. So he contacted MG, so the website says, and they concluded that it was not covered under the warranty. And you can tell he's in one of those situations, it seems, where he has no more recourse. MG have basically declined, and he's got this car he no longer wants because it's poor quality and it's rusting. So what are MG going to do about it? So he's taken to the online environment, created a website to highlight to others, and hopefully do one of those things like where it goes on BBC Watchdog, etc. If the bad company goes on the program and it's public as to what's wrong with the car or what's wrong with the product, then often they fix it, don't they, once it's in the public domain, which is a shame people are ever left in that situation, having to be forced to go through extra processes to try and get the problem known in the community so that the company actually takes some action. So I can see that that person is in that situation, or it appears that way. But the question is, can you trust it? And is it relevant to me buying the MG ZS EV? So what I did was I took a few of the pictures that were on his website of the rust of the car, and I asked the direct question of MG via my Twitter account to say, if I buy the MG ZS and I am an order holder for it, and it rusts like this, which is an example picture of somebody else with an MG ZS petrol version that's rusted, will it be covered under warranty? You think, well, that's a reasonable request, isn't it? I'm being quite specific. And MG replied by basically saying that, are they your pictures? So you think, well, they didn't actually answer me. They just wanted to question who owned the pictures. And I guess what they were basically saying, if it's not your car, we can't talk about specific situations and we can't talk about that particular car and the warranty for it and all those sort of things. So that's fair enough. So I answered the question and basically said that, no, they're not my pictures, but in this example, if my car rusted like this, would it be covered under warranty? And they answered eventually. There was quite a delay, and that delay, it just doesn't seem right. There wasn't an easy answer, so I guess they had to ask other people's opinions as to what they could reply in the background, which doesn't give confidence. And what came back was, a standard corporate response, which is, we offer a 7-year peace of mind comprehensive warranty. And well, that's not what I asked. I asked a specific question. I didn't want a generic answer back. So I bounced it back again, being very succinct and to the point, basically saying, could you answer with a yes or no? Would it be covered under warranty or not? And I didn't get an answer. All I got back was a quote to say that if I want to have a look at the warranty, it's on mg.co.uk. So that left me with no conclusive answer as to whether rust is covered and what sort of issues there might be. So I decided to actually look at the detail of the warranty, which they'd pointed me in the direction of, which, that also rang some alarm bells because they didn't give me a link to the actual warranty document. They didn't give me any instructions on how to actually find it. They just said the website and then left me to find it myself, which is either poor service and not very good or deliberate. And I was starting at this stage to get doubts in my mind that they really didn't want to answer these questions. This was a sensitive subject to them. That's what it felt to me. Now, yes, I view things from a glass half full negative perspective on many occasions. So that might not be the case. It might just have been a junior at the Twitter customer relations account who didn't know what to do and just gave the corporate answers. I don't know. But anyway, once I got onto the website and I could see the warranty, that's when the concern really hit, because the warranty for paintwork is not 7 years. It's 3 years. There is a huge list of exceptions where the 7-year warranty does not apply, and I can show that now on the screen for you to have a look at. So paint alone, yeah, that's a bit of a concern. And then also when you look at the warranty, it says that it only warrants for where there's a manufacturing default at the original manufacturing point. And also it's only for material defects. But anyway, rust, when you go down to the anti-perforation warranty, that's where one of the concerns really came in, because it says that surface rust basically isn't covered. The anti-perforation warranty is only valid if the rust transfers from the inside of the item that's rusting to the outside, i.e. there is a physical hole all the way through. So if you start to imagine your car heavily rusting without holes in but deteriorating badly, that's still not covered by warranty from what they are saying. That's a concern to me, a big concern. Now, if the car's rusting after 7 months and they don't cover it until there's a hole in it, well, isn't that too late? Because when you've got holes in, the chassis or major components, wouldn't that be dangerous? And the car's not going to be worth very much, is it, if it's in that poor condition before the warranty's invoked? So to me, that leaves a huge period of time for the car to deteriorate in its appearance and its safety before they'll take any action. And for me, that will only leave poor taste in customers' minds and a bad reputation for the car manufacturer if that happens. And that's my concern. If it gets known that the warranty isn't very good from a rust point of view and the car rusts, then people won't want to buy the car, hence it will depreciate. And that's the key reason for me buying the car, because I didn't think that it would depreciate because it's great value. So now I've got some doubt in my mind. I've got some concerns that the value of the car might go down because it might be perceived as a poorer quality car that won't last. So this is the area where I'm really unhappy. So the third area is the warranty and the rust. Now, I don't know whether the car will rust. I obviously don't know that. I haven't inspected the car underneath that I tested. I have no idea of the quality of the paint. I don't know whether the undersurfaces are actually treated or not. I don't know those things. But again, am I going to take a risk on trusting MG in their words that they have a full and comprehensive warranty when I've already looked at the detail of the wording that they gave me and it doesn't seem very robust? It doesn't give me peace of mind. I now have large questions in my mind. In which case, why would I take a risk? And that's where I am with it. The more I look at that exclusion list, brake discs, only a year for warranty. Tyres aren't warranted at all. Now, I can see that some of those things are wear and tear, and therefore, if you bump the curb as you drive the car away, then you can't be expected under warranty to have the wheels realigned and those sort of things. Some of those things make sense, but some don't. Cosmetic trim is only covered for 12 months. Why is that? Surely if you've got the MG badges on the car, let's say that's cosmetic trim or other things like that, and they deteriorate and tarnish in a year to 2 years' time, surely they should be replaced. Because after 12 months, 14 months, 18 months, you should expect the car to still look and feel brand new if you look after it. If you abuse it, obviously not. But if it's looked after, if it's cleaned, if it's polished, if it's kept in the garage, anything you might do to protect the car, you should expect it to last. So why don't they warrant it? It's an odd thing. We had an issue with some trim on a Renault, and it was coming up for 3 years old, and Renault still warranted it because the metal on the boot lid, it was the catch, it was like a chrome effect, but underneath it started to go watery, it started to go milky in the chrome effect, and that was covered under warranty. And you think, well, if other manufacturers are warranting things like trim and MG specifically aren't, Why aren't they? Why aren't they confident in the quality of their items, especially when they're telling us, oh, they're Volkswagen, we build Volkswagen cars over in China and therefore we have access to their parts bin. Well, if you're using such high quality parts, which is what you're trying to tell us, why aren't you warranting that they will last? And that's a concern to me. So that's the third item. The fourth item, they blocked me. MG blocked my account just from asking those questions. I was asking them in conjunction with two other people that had actually ordered already. One person sounded like me, very apprehensive that MG weren't replying very well or very quickly about the rust issues, and they were investigating the same issues as well. I don't know whether they did cancel their order, but I guess that discussion and the fact that I was documenting what it said in the warranty, saying this doesn't sound very good, I guess they didn't want that visible to other people on their Twitter accounts, so they blocked me, which deleted all those messages from view from anyone else. To me, that's really suspicious. I'm not a bad person. I didn't use any bad words. I wasn't very cruel to them in any way. Yeah, I must admit, I think I might have used the term, I haven't seen a car rust like this early since the Lancia Beta in the 1970s. So yeah, that's not a great association, but it's a true fact. I haven't heard of a modern car rusting so quickly after being new since those days. So to block me for saying something like that is purely that they don't want those things visible. It's not to do with that I've done anything wrong. So yeah, of a company that is that apprehensive of discussing their own warranty and the quality of their car and rust particularly, I don't think I want to buy a car from that company anymore. So those are the reasons why I've cancelled my order. And where does that leave me? Well, it actually leaves me in quite a positive state, because what it's done is it's continued to reaffirm that I love the Kona. Now, a lot of people have already said that. You can tell in my videos and what I say. I do love the Kona. It's a great car, great featured car, drives really well, it just works. And the dealership network, the dealer that I'm using, SLM Hyundai in Norwich, are absolutely excellent. I've used them several times for recall work, for warranty work, for my first service. And yeah, they're not perfect, things go wrong, but they fix them and they're honest and the information coming through is great. The only downside with Hyundai is, they don't communicate very well from Central Korea or Hyundai UK. Their communication at a corporate level is quite poor with customers. The dealership relationship is absolutely excellent, and that's the only doubt I have with Hyundai, because if they're going more to click to buy, if they're moving away from that dealer relationship, and they're actually not very good at the communication from Hyundai UK to customers, well, yeah, that does leave communication as a weakness for the future. But what I've just experienced, the difference between the two, there's a chasm apart. Hyundai are fantastic in how they've dealt with me with warranty type issues, even from something small like there's a rattle, which then makes you think, well, if Hyundai just say, well, yeah, it shouldn't be like that, we will fix it for you. And my car's now in for the second time to get it fixed, to find it. Rattles are always difficult to find. But MG, well, yeah, if it's not a manufacturing default and it's not a material default, and it's not a material defect, would they even look at rattles? I didn't see anything on the warranty, but it doesn't give me confidence. So there you go. That's why I've cancelled my order for the MG ZS EV, and I feel sort of guilty because I've portrayed in my previous videos that it's a great buy, you can't go wrong, it's definitely a car you should consider. I think my videos will have portrayed some positivity towards the car that could have influenced other people, and therefore it's only fair that I put out a video giving my honest thoughts and my actual reasons for why I am deciding to cancel my order, so that you can take on board all that information and make your own mind up with your own information and your own research. So there you go, not what I really wanted to tell you. I did want to give you some good news saying that I've decided on the car, this is what I'm doing, and this is why I'm doing it. And I'm back in the situation where I now do not have an alternative for what comes after the Kona Electric, because there's nothing out there that's better. So at the moment, I'm keeping the Kona electric and everything stays as it is. And I guess that's what I should have concluded right at the very start. I should have just carried on with the Kona, loving it, because I'd only had it a year. And yeah, I think somebody left me a comment to say the appreciation of the car, the increase in value, was burning a hole in my pocket. I think there's some truth to that because it had appreciated in value, I was looking for an opportunity to capitalize on that opportunity. My logic was telling me that was what I should do, whereas my heart was saying, I'd need to stick with this Kona because it is just a great, great car that suits me and our family needs perfectly. Hopefully you enjoyed that video. Hopefully it's been useful to a few people that are just trying to decide whether to go for the MG or not. If you do go for it, I hope everything works out. I hope I'm proved to be incorrect. But if you don't go for it, please do so for your own reasons, not just on the basis of what I've said today. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for subscribing. If you haven't already, go on and subscribe, please. It's great to see the numbers increase. I'd love to reach 5,000 subscribers this year. If you can help do that, that would be fantastic. I gain nothing from that, and it's no inconvenience to yourself, so go on. You'll get to see other videos from myself. They might actually be useful, helpful, or enjoyable. You never know. Thanks for watching. Take care and see you again soon. Bye-bye.